Hi, good afternoon, good morning, good evening from whenever you're calling in from or watching this recording from. How was your weekend? You're all welcome to yet another day, another week, another opportunity to better, to make this money and all of that. Yes, we're just coming in now from Ireland. It's just a bit tired right now, but I really need to make sure that I blow this out so that everyone can see what the market is having. I'm not even sure what time I'm waking up tomorrow, so I don't miss out or at least or make you guys miss out on the action. So for this week, you can already see the week how it's not so bloody in quotes like I always say. Monday seems to be a bit quiet, but it's FOMC this week. So you just have to look pay attention to that and see how you can take advantage. A few speech here and there. I'm not really gonna dwell on this so much. I just want to make it as short as possible. So I think that's let's just look at what we have for this week. This Jackson Hole symposium. I don't really know what that news is about. I haven't read about it, but yeah, but seems like it will affect all of us. So just pay attention to that on Friday. I would read up about it later on. I wake up this morning. Let's go straight to the chart. Okay, starting from AUD USD. Remember what I said, guys. Remember I did say if you go in and watch the outlook, I did say that you can look for, or they were looking for an entry at this level. All right, again, for an entry at this level, yeah, put it here. But to get an early entry, you can let it come all the way down to that level, and then you get an early entry at level. I did say that. So just watch the outlook to see that at that point. If you notice what happened, guys, kept coming in and out, coming in and out, and then jumped, which is really good. If you had entered here, would have been a good one. Who knows? Maybe if you had entered, possibly your stop loss would have been here. This would have been a win for you. Let's see how many pips it made before coming down. I mean, the very first move came here, then jumped about yep, almost 70 pips. Was good. Really good. So if you had entered, that would have been a good win for you. Even though you missed the first one, you entered the second one, it would have been a good win. So as far as I'm concerned, this is still good. So but if you haven't entered, the opportunity to enter would be back here again, you know, not now. Always make sure you take your trade at the levels, key levels. So it would be to take a trade at that level. Then TP or possibly your first TP will be where it got to, either this place, you know. So all of those places it got to before. See maybe happen first and then capture that. So if you enter, let it come into this place first TP, it breaks and goes, that will be the next one, and then like that. But the first level would be here, and then stop loss, yeah, below here because that's already created a low for you. Yep. So yep, that's AUD USD. Good. But if it breaks all of that and then keeps coming down, I'm not really looking to sell this pair. If it doesn't continue to the upside, I'm not gonna chase it. But that's place to enter is just to come back into that level so you can take it. Right. So that's that. AUD Swiss franc, same thing. AUD Swiss franc. Remember this one? I said I drew this line. I said price is going to come into that level and bounce. It did come in, but kind of pushed way below where I expected it to push below into it. And then what did you see? Pushed low and then pushed up. Fantastic move. Anyway, but if anyone took it and your stop loss was possibly here, then it would have kicked you out. But if you had your stop loss there, then you see, you would have still been able to, you know, but even though you put your stop loss below here, I don't know, maybe 20 pips or 10 pips, you probably will have caught it. But most of the time, it's just really where you place your stop loss. Except somebody that didn't put stop loss, then you probably would have won that. But then it's not a good practice. But for this one, you must always have your stop loss in any place. Not very good practice not to have stop loss. Not very good practice not to have stop loss. So, that one came in into that level and then bounced to the upside. But anyway, forget that. If you're not in here, forget that one. What you need now is this is where your trade is right now. If you're not in there. So what happens? So it's already pushed up. So I would say because it's showing it rejected here, but I'm not really convinced that this might be. I would say just let it push up a bit more and then come back into it. That's where you can find your trade and then you can continue trading to the upside levels that you've already created. Some people might say, okay, it's still I'm going to take it, then possibly put my stop loss below. Yeah, you can do that as well, but make sure you have your stop loss in place. Most importantly, then if it misses, wait again for it to come back up. Most especially, that's the level that you're looking for your trade. You can take it up. Up. Okay, so that's AUD Swiss franc. So the next one you'll be looking at is AUD yen, and this one just didn't do well at all because it came all the way past where we thought it was going to go. Came in, came in, and then pushed way below, and then continue to the upside. But it's all good. You can't always win everything. But the main is that we're looking for our next trade will be to wait for this to come up into that level. Then we can take it to the upside. As simple as that. We're not looking to sell this one at all. So ignore every one of these plays. This is where we're really looking for that trade. We thought we could get an early entry. That's why we wanted to get that one here. So we can get another one here. But yep, since that failed, we're really looking for the very main one at that level. That's why you have those levels created. Next one will be AUD Swiss franc. Of course, you guys remember this one that we said it's going to come back into that level and push. But basically, since you had not entered here last week's or last 2 weeks, sorry, I would say you don't have any business with this one. Where you really need to be looking at right now is where price has broken into this level. That's that level. That's your trade. Okay. So this is where we'll be looking for a trade right now. Yeah, that happened. So right now, see, it's pushing up. Massive rejection is pushing up. I would say your buy limit can come back. Put your buy limit here because I'm expecting price to come back. I already last week I said you're gonna possibly be expecting it to give you an entry opportunity so you can push to the upside. It did give. So right now, if you're not in it, just get your buy limit here. This is your level right here. Get price into it, and then if price comes back into that level, then you can take it to the upside. But don't just jump in because if you jump at this level, it means all of this, you'll be risking all of this. Who knows, or maybe this. But if you enter at least at this level, it reduces your risk level. So just put your buy limit at that 1.05495. That's the best place to look for an entry for that pair. Yep. So your output would be maybe here because as the first place we identified a level could be that one first TP, and then you watch things at how they occur. But basically, where we're really looking for is for this to continue way to the upside. So be TP here, and then possibly if it reacts and pushes to the upside, can keep buying, breaks that level, comes back into it, buy again, breaks that level, comes back into it, buy. So just manage your trade. Once you enter and you're in good profit, move your stop loss into profit so you protect that to have a free trade, risk-free trade. To look at where we're really going to. So if you guys want to take that, that would be an early entry. But every level you enter a trade at, it's an opportunity to add more. So if I take one at this level, possibly I could TP or just hold it and see what it does. If it breaks that level, I could TP here if I would choose to, or hold it. But as long as I have my stop loss moved in, so if it breaks that level, I put another buy limit, then it comes back into it. I hold it, keep moving my stop loss in. Sometimes me just do this and then continue up again, come back into it. You never can tell how much the market is gonna move. So don't try to predict it. Just follow what it does. Comes back into that, put another buy limits. So you can just increase your positions. Okay, so that's how you do that one. But that's where your stop limit, sorry, your buy limit would be. Don't just jump in, let it come back into that level before you start looking for a trade opportunity. Okay, next one, Euro Swiss franc. Yep, waiting for this level. Remember last week I said it's gonna bounce off at that level. Well, it's still struggling, hasn't really done anything much. So let me see, let me show you the upside. Remember I said that level that I'm looking for price to come into that level and bounce. Slowing down, but who knows? There's a possibility that it might break that and then continue to the downside. You never can tell, but it doesn't really matter. Once you enter, put your stop loss in place. You're trying to buy this. Let me see how close it is to the entry point. Okay, quite far away. So you might need to have your buy limit at that level as well, because this is, if you jump in at this level, you're risking all of this. So let your let your buy limit come back here. So the price decides to come back. See what it's been doing. It's been going up and down, been going up and down. So it may come back down. So just have your buy limit ready there for you to push up. You know, so that level, don't just jump in at that level. It's too wide. Your stop loss will be quite wide, and you don't want that. Yeah, but then if it breaks below, then you also know it. That's why you have that level. Have a strong break. Then you're gonna wait for a retest before you continue to the downside. But always look for a strong, because as you can see right now, the momentum is slowing down, slowing down. It tried here, slowed down, slowed down, slowed down. Then you saw that push, and they try to push it back down, and it's been slowing down. So I'm expecting another push to the upside. So basically, have your buy limit somewhere around here, like I said, and they allow price to come back into it. The reason why you want to have your buy limit at levels, so that you don't have your stop loss too high. Yep. So the next one is Euro Aussie. Again, remember that one? We looked at it. That we saw that giant week, and that what's it called now? Is that shooting star now? Yeah, that's a shooting star. And then after that, we saw that engulfing candle. We actually initially expected this to return at that level. We came into it. Yes, can did return. I think, yeah, it returned, but then pushed up again. If you had your stop loss there, possibly would have kicked you out, but in a good way, you possibly would have had another opportunity to jump in, because look at what happened. Came in and then massively dropped, pushed up again, massively dropped. Now it's dropping. I really want to see it come all the way down here. That's my level. Because if you look at it, this is a massive rejection, really good rejection, telling us that this thing would definitely continue to the downside. So if you're not in it already, you're not very late to the party. So you just need to find a good entry opportunity. Now it broke this level. It's just been playing here back and forth. So I would look for an entry at that level. But you know that if you look for an entry at that level, your stop loss may be somewhere here. Sorry, it's too close. Somewhere here or somewhere here. But bear in mind, Euro Aussie is also an expensive pair. So if you're entering it, make sure you're not entering it with a big lot size, something that is manageable, where your stop loss will be too wide. So it's a good place. So right now, it's trying to go back up. That would be a good level for me to enter. This level would be a good level for me to look for my trade. Yep, possibly sell limit at that level. Struggling, it's going up and down. Market is going to be slow till tomorrow. So sell limit at that level to allow it to continue to the downside. Yep. So that's your trade for Euro Aussie. That's really really straightforward, to be honest. Really, then stop loss here or here. Okay. Let me see. Let me mark the other one. Yeah, it's out here. Okay. All right. So Euro NCD. That was another one that expected to jump, go in and drop, pushed up a bit, but it's already dropping. Right now, I would say, because it's in the middle, you can do two of two. You can do two things. Let it come back into this level, then you can keep selling, or let it come down into this level and retest that level, then you can sell. For me, if I'm gonna take this one, if I was supposed to take this one, I would wait for it to come back into that level. My stop loss possibly here, or here, depending on your risk appetite. And then your TP can TP here first and wait to see what's gonna happen. You know, yeah, but I'm really expecting this to continue to the downside. While let's see what's happening on the upside. See, it's a good level. Look at that rejection. Same thing happened here. That rejection as well. We saw it here as well. Yep. So we're seeing that here at the same time. So we're expecting this to continue to the downside. But that's not to say there's no possibility of it going up. If it does go up, there's no problem. But I will be more ready to buy this market if it breaks, but see something similar to this comes up and then breaks into the, yep, then I can start looking for opportunity. That's not to say that we may not find something like this. It may happen. That is why I would have a stop loss just in case it happens and it breaks and then continues. I wouldn't lose so much, but I would be more biased to the upside if I see that kind of giant push to the upside. But for now, I'm more biased towards the downside. So let price come into that level again, so that you can sell to the downside. Be checking one more, but I'm not going to check all of the GBP pairs. We'll be checking them today. Looking at this one next, but this one I wanted it to come down, retest, but it pushed up, dropped, pushed me out of the market, then dropped the pin button. And it's dropping right now. And I said last week that we're looking for that inverted, that head and shoulder to play out. And yes, it kind of played out in its own weird way, but the good thing about it is that if we had entered at this trade, you possibly would have had your stop loss and then it would have come out not in a massive loss. But if you had waited for it again, it would have come back in. Because look at now, it's dropping. Now there's nothing. I would say, okay, let me see if I can find another trade to another opportunity. Because this level is too. Let's see what about here. Yeah, that might be a good place because of that level. Let me see, because of this level. Yep. Yeah, that would be a good place to look for a trade. Let's push this out. Let me see what that looks like on the daily. Yeah, not so bad, not so bad. Not so bad, I believe. Not so bad. So yep, that would be a good level. So if that breaks that level, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for price to break that level. I'm more biased towards the downside. I'm not really looking to buy this one. So I'm waiting for this to break. Besides, if you can see, it's already having rejections, all over the place. So I'm waiting for this to break that level, and then that's my trade. Yep. So that one is also really straightforward. Well, it may push up to the upside, but I'm not looking to buy that. I already see that rejection. It might just fake me out and then eat my money. But so that do that, come back into it, and then you can see your trade. Yep. So this is where I'm gonna draw the cuts, and I just wanted to make sure I at least give you guys something for tonight, so that you have something to trade for tomorrow. Well, in the morning for some of us that are here in the UK, or those of us in Nigeria as well. So guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I would see you guys on the other side. Have a fantastic trading week. God bless you. Stop this.